everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Prashanthi ma'am. So in today's class we are going to see from the NEET biology NCERT, exclusively from NCERT, reproduction in organism. Okay, so are you ready for that? Yes, we'll start the lesson. So before going to start, ఎవరైనా ఫస్ట్ టైం ఛానల్ చూస్తున్నట్లయితే ప్లీజ్ డూ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ ద ఛానల్ అండ్ మొత్తం వీడియో చూడండి. చూసిన తర్వాత మీకు నచ్చితే లైక్ చేయండి. సో ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ సజెషన్స్ యూ కెన్ గివ్ మీ. ఓకే, సో విల్ స్టార్ట్ ద సెషన్ టుడే. Today's lesson is reproduction in organisms, right? So along with me you also write the running notes and follow this, and every day whatever the topics I am explaining, and at the same time for NEET point of view all the topics you can cover. Okay, so we'll start today's lesson. Reproduction in organisms. Reproduction in organisms. Okay, so what is the meaning of reproduction? Okay, reproduction in organisms. So before going to start the reproduction we have to start about the life and lifespan. Okay, so what we call that lifespan ante enti? So the lifespan is the time period. Yes, lifespan means the time period of an organism, the time period of an organism from birth till the natural death. So birth నుంచి న్యాచురల్ డెత్ వరకు ఉండే ఈ మిడిల్ టైమే లైఫ్ స్పాన్, రైట్? సో ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ రైట్ లైఫ్ స్పాన్ మీన్స్ సో ఫ్రమ్ బర్త్ టు న్యాచురల్ డెత్, ఫ్రమ్ బర్త్ టు న్యాచురల్ డెత్. So in this world nothing is immortal. Nothing is immortal means which is not permanent. So every organism has an expiry date, right? So that is called mortality, right? Mortality ante enti death. So here all the organisms they will be having stages of life. Yes, so stages of life means birth, then growth, maturity, then mortality means becomes going to death. So here these are the stages of life. So birth to the growth, growth to maturity, maturity to the life. So and become an adult. After that aging process starts. After the aging the person is going to die. These are the stages. So write the stages. What are the stages of life? Stages of life. So this is lifespan. Okay, stages of life includes, so first one is birth, then growth, then death. Simple. These are the only three stages of life. So we'll born and then we'll grow. After that attains the aging process, then we are going to die. So here this lifespan is not constant for all the organisms. All the organisms are going to have particular lifespans. Yes, so here one thing I am going to say that all the organisms are, I said, immortal and they have the limited lifespan. But here there are some exceptions. What are the exceptions? Unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms means the organisms made up of a single cell. Okay, so those organisms are, we can say, as a immortal. Why? Because the parent body is not going to die. So from the parent body only the next generations are going to be produced. Okay, so that's why we are giving the exceptions. Unicellular organisms are immortal. Okay, so note this point. Unicellular organisms are immortal. What are the unicellular organisms? Like amoeba, plasmodium, vivax, and at the same time so we have so many euglena, paramecium, verticella. These all are the unicellular organisms which can reproduce from the single parent. Okay, which can reproduce from the single parent. And what I said, lifespan is not permanent for all. So for example though I am explaining about two birds. Okay, two birds. So first bird is about crow. Okay, crow. Next one is the parrot. Okay, so crow is having about 15. What is the time period? For 15 years. So for crow ఎన్ని రోజులు బతుకుతుంది? Only 15 years. Parrot is going to live is about 120 years. So crow is going to live for 15 years and parrot is going to live for 120 years. See, both are birds only, but here they have the different lifespans. When we come to the plants also will show the variations. For example, paddy means rice crop. It will take about 100 to 120 days only, paddy. And when it comes to mango, it will be around 100 years, okay, 100 years. But when it comes to people tree, it will be 2500 years. Means see the variations here. Variation means difference between the lifespans of one organisms. So here based on here one thing you observe in the plants, it depends on the size of the plant. It depends on the size and type of the plant. Type means species, okay. One type of species is having one type of particular life span, okay. So paddy, everything note down. Paddy 100 to 120 years. These are the NEET questions you are going to get regarding the time periods. Crow 15 years, parrot 120 years, and the remaining animals lifespans also we have in our NCERT. And at the same time you can have the extra materials also. From there we can get the all the animals lifespans. So everyone have to learn those: paddy, mango, people tree, okay. Next we are going to see how this reproduction is going to start and what is reproduction. So reproduction is nothing but, take the screenshot. Producing the organisms. Here simple definition is producing the organism. Reproducing is nothing but producing. So here generating or producing the offsprings of their kind. Kind means which is appearance, how it looks like. Human being producing just human beings only means they looks as same structural organization, same arrangement of the body parts. So this kind of producing offsprings is known as reproduction. Why? Because if there is no reproduction, there is no sustainability of life. If the life has to continue of a particular species, definitely it has to reproduce. Why? Because reproduction is the only process which can continue the life of the organisms, okay. That's why reproduction is very very vital life process. So in today's class we are going to see different types of reproductions. So what are the different types of reproductions? Here there are two types of reproductions. One is asexual reproduction, another one is sexual reproduction. So if we draw in the form of table, okay. So here asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction. What are the differences? See, so asexual reproduction takes place with the help of a single parent, but here two parents required. Okay, so single parent and here two parents required. Then no gamete formation. But here gamete formation takes place. Okay, no fusion of gametes, no fertilization. Here the fertilization takes place, okay. No fertilization and here the fertilization takes place, okay. So in the asexual reproduction, one parent is enough to produce the offsprings. So how we'll see now. So this asexual reproduction we are not only seeing in the organisms, even in plants also. Okay, asexual reproduction means, just know what I said, single parent. From single parent the new organisms are going to be produced. So how the asexual reproduction takes place, we'll see one by one. So here this asexual reproduction takes place with the help of the special structures. Special asexual reproductive structures are going to present in the organisms. With the help of them they can able to reproduce. So here first we'll see the asexual reproduction. Next we'll see the sexual reproduction. So in the asexual reproduction, okay, in the asexual reproduction, very important thing here, first one, it can able to reproduce with the help of the bird like structures, then gemmules, zoospores, nodes, okay, and then here this budding is also takes place in some other organisms. I will say what are those. And before going to explain about the structures, we have to see in the unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms, the asexual reproduction is different. So here unicellular organism by binary fission, fragmentation, okay, fragmentation. So in the binary fission means bi for 2. So one parent organism is dividing into 2 organisms. One, see the diagram. So here if it is an amoeba, unicellular organism, this unicellular organism is dividing into 2. It is dividing into 2 organisms, 2 daughter cells. It producing 2 daughter cells. Again the cytoplasm formation takes place, cytoplasm sharing takes place, and after that the cell membrane is going to divide the parent cell into 2. Binary fission. So this binary fission we can see in the amoeba and Paramecium, Euglena, Paramecium, Euglena, okay, Euglena, etc. Many organisms will follow this kind of asexual reproduction. Binary fission, one organism is divided into 2 organisms. Then fragmentation. Fragmentation, maximum algae, Spirogyra. Algae means here Spirogyra. Spirogyra. So Spirogyra structures tells the strands. It will be looks like as strands. So in this kind of structures, if a small piece of an organism separated from the parent and it can reproduce as a new organism. So this is fragmentation. Fragment means small piece of the body. Small piece of the body detaches from the parent and then again it reproducing as a new organisms. It can lead its life independently. Okay. So that is about unicellular organisms. Now we'll see about the different types of multicellular organisms, asexual reproduction. So budding process, budding. So in the budding process, see here, budding we have to talk about the hydra. So hydra, even in the hydra body also it shows the small bud formation. Small bud formation. For example, if it is a hydra, cylindrical body structure, this is the parent hydra, and from this parent hydra body surface a small bud growth takes place. So this bud is going to grow for certain age, certain growth, then it is detaching from the parent and it can grow as an individual organism. So this process is budding process. Same process even we can see in the vegetables also. Even vegetables also we can see the bud formation in the ginger. Yes, rhizomes, it comes as a rhizome, and at the same time here this is hydra. So example, here I am for budding, I am writing hydra. Okay, hydra. Next, gemmule formation. Even gemmules also reproductive structures in sponges. Even zoospores. Zoospores means so small round bulb structures we can see in the fungi. Okay, fungi. So what is the example for fungi? And even one more important structure, conidia. So conidial structures also we can see in the penicillium. Penicillium fungi tells kada, famous antibiotic which was discovered by Alexander Fleming. Penicillium. So in this penicillium growth also takes place with the help of the asexual reproductive structures are known as conidia. So conidia ఎలా ఉంటుందో చూడండి. So conidial structures, it will be round bulge structures, conidial structures. These conidial structures can grow as an individual organisms in penicillium. And then nodes and birds we have to discuss in plants. Okay, nodes. So in the banana, sugarcane, okay, banana and sugarcane, how the reproduction takes place? Why? Because there is no seed formation. There is no seed formation. Many times we have seen different bananas and sugar canes, there is no seed formation. Then how the reproduction takes place? From the modified stem. Okay, from the modified stem, see here, here we are talking about the sugar cane. So sugar cane stem will be like this. If you observe the sugar cane, definitely you can see the middle notches, the small node like structures in the middle, segments in the middle like this. So these are nodes, okay. So from these node like structures, when the stem attaches to the soil, when the stem is dipped in the soil, there from the node onwards adventitious roots are going to grow. And from that the upper part can able to grow as a new plant. Upper plant can grow as a new plant. So here, that's what asexual reproductive structures here, nodes. Okay, nodes in the sugar cane. So this is in the sugar cane. Then we talk about the aloo or banana. So same thing happens. So here aloo is nothing but potato. So potato is also having eyes like this. Eyes are nothing but small depressions. These are the small depressions. From the depressions there is a bird formation takes place. Small bird formation takes place. So these birds are going to grow as a new plant. So potato. So even bryophyllum leaf, very important. Third example is bryophyllum leaf. So even in the bryophyllum leaf, from the leaf only, for example, if it is a bryophyllum leaf, the bryophyllum leaf will be like this. So from the bryophyllum, the edges, the tips of the leaf is going to produce the bird-like structures. It is going to produce the bird-like structures, and it can grow as a new plant. So these all are the vegetative structures is going to produce as a new plants. Okay, so this is the vegetative propagation. So in the vegetative propagation only, here we have the another examples like rhizomes. So rhizome example, note down everyone. So rhizomes is ginger. Okay, ginger. For rhizomes example, ginger. Even for the ginger also, so the ginger will be like this. Even the ginger also we have the knots. From the knots adventitious roots growth, again it grows as an individual plant. So rhizome, ginger. Then bulbs. So here bulb. So here bulb is onion. Okay, bulb example we know. So how the onion will growth takes place like this. onion. Okay, so like this the asexual reproduction takes place in the plants. Now we are going to see the sexual reproduction in organisms, in unicellular organisms, even plants, higher plants, flowering plants, and the highly developed organisms. So how the sexual reproduction takes place, we'll see now. So if you want to take the screenshot, take the screenshot, and once again I am requesting you, if anyone is not subscribed my channel, please do subscribe, and at the same time comment whatever your opinion about the video. Thank you. So we'll see the sexual reproduction now. So sexual reproduction beginning lone em cheppanu, fusion of gametes takes place, gametes formation takes place, two parents required, so male and female parents. So here male gametes and female gametes are produced by the parents, and then fusion of gametes takes place. So fusion of gametes takes place. So this sexual reproduction is two types. So first one is external, so takes place by two methods, external fertilization and internal fertilization. External fertilization and internal fertilization. So external fertilization means the fertilization or the fusion of gametes takes place outside the body, right? So the external fertilization which takes place outside the body, and here internal means inside the body. External fertilization takes place in fishes and frogs. Example for external fertilization: fishes, frogs. Okay, amphibians. Fishes and frogs, the fertilization takes place outside the body. Then internal fertilization, the fertilization takes place inside the body. Why? Because the structures, based on the internal structural organization of the animals, the difference is going to take place in the fertilization. Okay, so in the sexual reproduction, so we have three stages, three events in the sexual reproduction. One by one we'll see. So first one, pre-fertilization events, and then fertilization, and post-fertilization. Okay, post-fertilizations. These are the three steps are going to take place. So pre-fertilization means before fertilization, what are the changes takes place in the parent body. So here pre-fertilization means first one, it involves in the gamete formation, that is gametogenesis. So gametogenesis takes place. Gametogenesis means formation of gametes. How the gametes are going to be formed? Formation of gametes. Here the gamete formation takes place by the cell division process. So here the gametogenesis formation takes place by cell division. So this cell division is two types. So one is haploid division, another one is the diploid division. So haploid division and then diploid division. So maximum unicellular organisms, haploid parent will produce the haploid offsprings. So if haploid means N condition here, so here during the reproduction, during the cell division process, so it can produce the same number of chromosomes. This type of division is known as mitosis. Mitosis means, so here mitosis means one parent is producing two offsprings. So one type of chromosome are going to, for example, the number of chromosome is N. Even in the offsprings body also, the number of chromosomes will be the n only. There is no change in the number of chromosomes, so by the mitosis process. But here in the diploid division, the organism, the parent body, contains the special cells is known as meiocytes. The cells are known as meiocytes. So this cells undergoes the division is meiosis. Meiosis division. Meiosis division means here in the name only it is there, diploid 2n condition. So half of the chromosomes are going to share to the daughter cells. Only half of the chromosomes. Here 2n and this 2n is equally shared to the daughter cells. Means in the, for example, in the human beings we have 46 chromosomes. When it comes to the daughter cells or the gametes, that will be half of chromosomes, 23n and 23. So this kind of cell division takes place during the gamete formation. Once again I am repeating. So in the gamete formation, cell division process is very crucial. And here in the cell division there are two types of cell divisions. One is haploid, another one is a diploid division. Haploid parent organisms produce haploid individuals, haploid offsprings. So here NN condition by the process mitosis. Very important NEET question here. Okay, so and then diploid parent producing by the meiosis process haploid gametes. So haploid gametes are going to be produced. These are the haploid gametes. Haploid gametes are going to be produced in the meiosis process. Okay, so that is about the sexual reproduction. First step is gametogenesis. In the gametogenesis, cell division. And one more important thing we have to discuss here. Take this screenshot, all of you. Okay, so here take this screenshot. Now we'll see about the sizes of the gametes. So in this part only we are going to see the gametes types. So the gametes are so here we know that gametes are two types. So one is male gamete, another one is the female gametes. Okay, so sometimes also the gamete sizes, here we are talking about the gamete sizes. Based on the gamete sizes, the gametes are two types. So one is homogametic condition, then second one is heterogametic condition. Homogametic condition, see here, both male and female are having the same size. Male and female gametes are having the same size. They are similar in size, similar in shape. Okay, next heterogametic condition, different. For example, see sperm cell and then ova. So it is the male and then female. So here it is the ova and then sperm cells. See the difference. So it is very small in size and it is very big in size. Dissimilar sizes gametes are present. That's why based on the size and shape of the gametes, the gametes are divided into two types. One is homogametic, another one is the heterogametic condition. Homogametic, both are similar in sizes and shapes, and here heterogametic, dissimilar sizes and shapes. So here and one more thing we have to discuss about here, motility. Motility means moving nature. So maximum here the female gamete are big in size, they are stable. They are stable means they can't able to move much. And here male gametes, they are very small in size, they have high motility, high moving capacity. Okay, so when we talk about the human beings, maximum number of sperms are going to be produced by the male body. Why? When compared to the female gametes. Why? Because there are the chances of death of the sperm cells. The death rate is very high in sperm count or male gametes count when compared to the female. That's why the number of production of sperm cells is very high when compared to the female gamete production. So that is also very important point in the reproduction. Now we'll see the gamete transfer. Okay, how the gametes are going to be transferred. How the gametes are going to be transferred. So next heading will be gamete transfer. So here gamete transfers takes place. Gamete transfer so when the two parents comes together, when two parents comes close together, the fusion of gametes or the exchange of gametes takes place. Exchange of gametes takes place, and here the exchange, after the exchange gametes or the entry of the male gametes into the female body, fusion of gametes takes place. So but here when we are talking about, that is about the animals point of view. Then plants point of view, what is the, how the gamete transfer takes place. One simple diagram I will show. See this one. So you know the bisexual plant very well, datura. So in the bisexual plant, here it will be having the petals and then style portion and then thalamic portion. Okay, so here in the middle it contains the ovule. So in the ovule it have the synergids, antipodals and egg cells. This one middle portion is egg cell, middle cell is egg cell, and these are the polar nuclei. Now I am drawing the pollen grain. See here. So this is about the stigma. So in this stigma, so here we have the pollen grain. So the pollen grain contains the male gametes, male nuclei. The pollen grain contains the male nuclei. This male pollen grain is germinating and forming as a pollen tube. It forms as a pollen tube, and finally it is reaching the egg cell. Finally, with the help of the pollen tube, it is reaching the egg cell. So in this way gamete transfer takes place. So gamete transfer, so when the pollen grain stick to the stigma and then it germinates by the secretions, by the stimuli which is secreted by the stigma, and then it forms as a pollen tube. Through this pollen tube the nuclei are going to fused with the egg cell. Like this the fertilization is going to takes place in the plants. Now we are going to see about the sexuality. Okay, sexuality in the organisms. So if you want to draw this, just label it as a pollen tube. So here sexuality is nothing but sometimes the organisms are having the only one type of sexuality. So distinct division of the sexuality, male and female organisms. So that kind of organisms are known as, so here unisexual and bisexual. So for this unisexual and bisexual only we have the other names. Unisexual means dioecious animals and bisexuals are monoecious organisms. Unisexual and bisexual. So unisexual means it contains only either androecium or gynoecium. Either only one. So only one kind of reproductive organs, only one kind of reproductive structures are present in the organisms. That kind of organisms are known as unisexual. Okay, unisexual organisms like cockroach. Example, cockroach. Even in higher chordates, even reptiles, birds, we can see cockroach. And higher vertebrates, unisexual. So here androecium and gynoecium, we are talking about the plants, don't confuse here. So androecium is nothing but male reproductive parts in the plants. Male reproductive in the plants. Even gynoecium is a female reproductive part in the female reproductive parts in the gametes. So this the parts of the plant. Next one is about bisexual. Bisexual means both reproductive parts. So both male and female, male, female and male, both are present in the same organism. Both reproductive structures are present in one single organism. These organisms are known as bisexual organism. And examples: bisexual organism, earthworm, leeches, okay, earthworm and leeches, even tapeworms also, tapeworm, okay. So these are the bisexual organisms. Bisexual organisms mean both the reproductive structures are present in the plant, and even in the organisms also. So here, and the plants which contains bisexual, so they are like Datura plant, okay. Datura plant is having the both reproductive organisms, and at the same time pea plants. So here this is about the sexuality. Now we'll see about the fertilization. Fertilization means what I said, fusion of gametes. Very simple, fusion of gametes takes place. So one thing, so I'm rubbing that, take the screenshot. Next one is about the fertilization. So here fertilization is also known as syngamy, okay. So fertilization means here male gametes and female gametes fusion together, it results the zygote. Zygote formation takes place. So zygote formation takes place. So this syngamy is here already we discussed about the gamete session. So if the gametes are similar in size, that type of fertilization is known as autogamous, and at the same time if the both gametes are dissimilar in size, it is known as heterogamous syngamy. So both are different types of fertilizations. So it is known as syngamy. And finally here the male nuclei and female nuclei. So here the male nuclei and female nuclei together, it is joined in one cell, it is known as zygote. Zygote, it leads to the development further. Zygote is going to formed as a embryo. So zygote formation and embryo formation both takes place in the post fertilization moments. Post fertilization means zygote formation and embryogenesis. So in the zygote formation, even in the plants, not only single fertilization, even in the plants double fertilization takes place. So just now I have shown, no? So one gamete is going to fused with the egg cell, another gamete is going to fused with the polar nuclei, and together, so one zygote formation, and around the zygote there is an endosperm formation takes place, which give nourishment to the zygote, okay. And the zygote is the main cell which is giving as a new organisms. So it is a single cell. This also NEET questions. So zygote is a single cell, but it contains a diploid nucleus, okay. It contains a diploid nucleus. So here that zygote during the embryogenesis, so here we are coming to the after the zygote formation is embryogenesis. So in the embryogenesis there are two steps. So one is cell division, then cell differentiation. So here what is cell division? So here the cell undergoes into zygote undergoes into the mitotic division, so that number of cells are going to increase, and it will increase the size of the fetus or embryo. Okay, so and at the same time cell differentiation. What is cell differentiation? See here, a group of cells. Now after the cell division we'll get a group of cells. That type of group of cells are going to be specialized to perform particular function. So now I am drawing one simple diagram of structural organization. See all of you. So first one, a single cell, it is grouped together to perform the particular functions. It forms as a tissue. It forms as a tissues with number of cells. Tissue. Okay, so it is a cell, and this cell is going to, by increasing the number of cells and by based on the performing function, it is going to formed as a tissue. And this tissue, group of tissues which performs the same functions, it forms as an organ. Okay, so the whatever the organ, so I am drawing here the kidney, so it forms as an organ. So now these organs grouped together which performs the similar functions. Okay, similar functions, small diagram of the excretory organ system. See here, excretory system, it forms as a organ system. So many organ systems together, it forms as a body of an organism. Okay, so here this is a structural organization. That's what post-fertilization movements in the embryogenesis process. Okay, after that we are going to see how the embryogenesis takes place in the plants. Okay, how embryogenesis takes place in the plants also same way. After the fertilization, the zygote formation takes place, and this zygote, so the zygote in the plants, it develops as an embryo. So embryo, it forms seeds, it forms as a seeds. Around the seeds it forms a pericarp, and inside it contains the seeds. Okay, pericarp. So pericarp means the outer covering which protects the seed formation, and after that, so even the seeds again they germinate, and it forms as a shoot tips and root tips. Okay, root tips. That is about the embryogenesis in the plants. Very simple lesson, total reproduction of organisms. So please do watch the entire video, and at the same time if you have any doubts, please comment in the comment section. And anyone, if you did not subscribe the channel, please do subscribe. Okay, so please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. Okay.